You guys aren't here to watch me stand in the middle of this ring holding this wonderful championship, waffling on.
I mean, we could.
That's somebody else's job, isn't it?
Everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Waffling on the go. Things have been very busy as of late, so I've had to step in to help with this episode. I've given Claire time off for good behaviour. I've given Dan time off.
Yeah, well, anyway, let's talk about what we've seen of late. We're looking at UBW. The last couple of shows have been to Love at First Fight and March to Glory. So it's been a busy February and March. So we're going to take a look at the title bouts that happened there, some of the British Crown Cup action, and also looking ahead to what might come next. But before then, we've got some community service and environmental things to be getting on with. Right, see you in a minute.
Right, so we've received a phone call from a anonymous tip-off, really, from a concerned member of the public. They've seen the poor thing. They say it's been tied to a lamppost for several weeks, if not several months. So they've said, can we come and take a look and see if we can do our bit and set it free and reunite it with some of its friends. Right, it should be somewhere around here. I think this is where the people said they saw it.
Look, it's over there.
It's just up here. The boss was right, but we've got to approach quite quickly. It's by the main road, so it might be a bit startled by all the traffic, and it's probably not seen anyone come to look after it in some time. There it is. Right, let's see. Oh dear, he's not in good shape.
Oh.
Not good shape at all. Right, let's go up and see if we can set it free. Oh, it's definitely seen better days. Okay. Whee! Well done. Conservation in action.
Yay.
Ugh.
Do you think something's been eating it?
It doesn't look good, does it? It's been there since at least Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear. Let's get it back and see what's going on. But I hope we're not taking someone's lunch.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to hold that. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, great.
Nice.
Oh look, they're so happy to see him.
And now it's back home. Back home with all his friends. Yeah, special ones. Remember that one? That little little bit worse for wear there. Yeah. Poor Tony. What happened there? I might upset Tony some more, but look, there's a good one. Finally winning one of the big ones on the raffle. Careful, don't poke your eye out. All right. Should we get on looking at some of the action?
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Ding, ding. So I guess we'll start at the beginning. Love at First Fight.
Ooh.
The first bout we had on that particular night was another part of Jackson Hart's unbeaten run, as at time of recording, we've just gone through 750 days since he last lost in a UBW ring, which was back at WrestleMania 5. WrestleMania Does Pickleswade, where he lost to Mr. Joshua King, if you remember that one.
Oh, yeah. So he's never lost after he changed sides.
Exactly. Since he's been a bad dude, since the bad attitude era for him, he's unbeaten. But tag team action this time, so he could suffer a loss, which isn't his doing. Who did he team up with on this occasion?
It's a Duggy.
Hey Duggy? Was it the brown dog?
I don't think it was the brown dog.
With the squirrels. No, this was Duggy Smooth. But is he still smooth? Because basically, he came out, I think Stevenage Scarefest was his debut, and he fought Jackson Hart that night with his red do-rag on, big kicks, big support. Now he's got a black do-rag, and he's bad, man. Still got the kicks and the chops, but now there's a change in attitude. I think we saw at the lava match, he was doing a little bit of dancing, and then turned on his dance partner Tristan Pretty.
Yeah.
Said it right. And since then, he's been distracted by the bad man.
Yeah.
So who are they going up against, these two?
The Vibe. Charlie Marley.
Honey Lime, Charlie Marley.
Yeah.
Wade Marabou. So a Wade we can get behind.
Yeah, good Wade.
Good Wade. Not bad Wade. But not a big Wade, this one. A smaller Wade.
A small.
But with blankets and funky handshakes.
Yep.
I have to learn those funky handshakes. No, I can't even do the real ones. So the Vibe, we haven't seen them for a little while as well. They went up against Progressive Overload, Professionals, and various other teams in an absolute slobber knocker of about last year, coming up short there. But they are flying all over the place here, and nearly costs Jackson Hart his unbeaten run. There's a little bit of ding, ding, ding shouted during the match, which is, I'm sorry, we're going to have to trademark that. Ding, ding, ding is our thing. Yes, we'll get that one. But Jackson comes out with all these accessories on, Claire's accessories. They're not Claire's, but, from Claire's accessories. But Duggy, Black Do-Rag Duggy, uses one of the chains as a knuckle duster and cheats his way to victory. Another thing, no Nick.
No Nick.
No, we're about to do a 2-show roundup for UBW, and there's been no sign of Nick. Hope you're okay, Nick. Big waves and big love. Hope to see you very soon. So this one, I think I've given it away. Jackson and Duggy come out on top on this one. Jackson's unbeaten run continues. He's not got about in the next round of matches, I think, for UBW. So I think he's even going to surpass 2 years since the first victory on his unbeaten run, if he gets to May. But yeah, within that, he's beaten Duggy. He's teamed with Duggy. He's beaten Charlie Marley, and now he's beaten him again. So I wonder who can stop this reign of terror. If he keeps winning, he's got to get a shot at the big time, right?
Yeah.
Should Chris Aries be watching out?
Probably. Might be coming for him next.
Watch out, Chris. He's on his way. Ding, ding. Ding, ding.
Now, when I was younger, I was a huge fan of memes. Nowadays, not so much. But I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to have to thank him. Because I've had to buy these because of how much he chats whenever he arrives at a show. But I found a new use for them whenever Freddie Idol comes out and starts chatting nonsense as well.
So it's more tag team action, is it?
Yep.
More tag team action. We've gone straight from Duggy Smooth versus The Vibe with Jackson Hart, and we're going into the Typecast versus Rags to Pitches with a special guest, although it's not the Typecast anymore, is it?
No.
Yeah, Freddie Idol has decided to dispense with the Typecast. He's no longer Typecast, and he's dispensed with his buddies. So no more Hustle Malone. Not a bad thing. No more Big Mr. Knight. Otto's been put to one side, and he's got new friends.
Liam McCarthy.
Liam McCarthy, the king of monsters. The man who scares children at Barnwell School. Now he's scaring the adults as well. And who else?
Ooh.
It's the man of culture. If culture was some kind of yogurty thing, it's the man of yogurt. It's Tig. Always had a lot of time for Tig. Less so now. They're very mouthy. This new group of people who have been dubbed The Label, labelled The Label by the head of the label, Freddie Idol. Different spelling on the surname, can't get it past us. He comes out and gives it the big I am and the big they are. And then out come our favourites, Rags and Joffrey Beamer. Rags to Pitches, still pitching that one. With a special guest who's going to join them in this trios match. But before they can do that, they get attacked by the label. So, do you remember who their special guest competitor was? The teammate?
Oh.
It's Tommy Ketchup. It's Boo You, Tommy Kyle. making a late entrance. So, what did you make of the label then?
I think we'll have to watch out for them.
Yeah.
But if Liam McCarthy isn't able to be there for one show, might take a loss.
Yeah, I think you're right. The King of Monsters at one point suplexed, I think, both Rags and Joffrey. He's going to take some stopping. And not only is he a powerhouse in the ring, he's also got time to slag off people in the crowd as well.
Yeah.
A lot of that bunny going on. But obviously, big respect in case you want to direct some bunny our way. And Tig as well seems to be empowered by his new place in the label to just run his mouth the whole time. Where's he learned that from? You got another pair of those headphones?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I might invest in some of those as well. It was surprising because obviously Tommy Carl's a seasoned veteran, and Rags and Joffrey are also favourites down at Square One, and specifically in Stevenage in the Barnwell School. But they came up against this new faction who I think are going to take some watching. And I would say watch out tag champions, but if they were to beat Progressive Overload, I'm not sure I really care that much. Freddie Idol gets the win, absolutely smashing Joffrey's head into the mat. Is that called the headbanger? If not, TM, royalties, small fee, thank you very much, we'll take that. But these guys could be on their way towards the top of the tree. And tag team titles, do we think? Maybe. Or maybe Rags to Pictures could take that up. You never know. Also, I'm not sure, is that the first time Tig has ever won at UBW?
I think it might be the first time he's really won anywhere.
Harsh. Ding ding.
Today's episode of Waffling On is brought to you by the letters C, P, and F.
And the number 2.
And the number 2.
The number 2. 2 massive number 2s. As always. Damn it. At least we got CPF in.
Yeah.
Danny Black and Joe Lando. Lovely to see them making their debut at UBW. Seen them before elsewhere. But how was the match?
Well, it was a birthday on that match.
Birthday?
Yeah.
The 1st of March is a birthday.
Yes.
Finn's birthday.
No.
It was the Pope's birthday.
No.
Was it an Isaac? Did we sing Happy Birthday to someone in the crowd? Isaac, was it him?
I don't think it was him.
Booker T.
No.
1st of March.
It's not him.
Big E.
No.
Kyle O'Reilly.
No.
Tenille Dashwood. Who was it then?
It's Ben Gedling.
Ben Gedling. A birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Ben Gedling. Like anyone was celebrating that. Spent £1 on these. Use these again. Any other birthdays this year?
What's coming up?
Ooh, very good. I've treated myself to an early birthday present today.
Ooh.
And can't tell you what it is. It's not arrived yet. Thank you, Timu. Anyway, it was a birthday, and so out came the UBW champions, tag team champions, not my champions, Progressive Overload. And they celebrated in style with a single party popper.
From the party pooper.
From the party pooper. Ernie was the party. He wasn't a party pooper, but he was giving it all the, it's my number 1 client's birthday. Number 1, because he doesn't have a number 2.
No, he doesn't have a
Single client. And to think that we've got guys as great as Danny Black and Joe Lando coming to UBW, and all they're seeing are these two being idiots. We've had the Backstreets back. All right. Yes. We had a massive entrance from those guys, rapturously received by the crowd, and then the boos coming out for the poos. Still edging their way towards the record of the Odyssey in terms of being the longest standing tag team champions. They're so far off. They've not even made it to a year yet. They've got another 300 odd days before they get there. Maybe this is the day they don't get a step further. Anyway, it was an interesting match. It started with some birthday beats for Ben, which is tradition. And just about the only gift he got was giving everyone in the crowd grief. Same as Ernie came out giving grief. You know, he's obsessed with beards. Every time he sees me, he's going like that. Like, I don't know if he wants to be in the club because he's got a beard as well, or if he thinks we've got anything in common. We don't. Nothing in common at all. He's absolutely obsessed with, obsessed with beards.
What? Mad Dog and Cole?
Oh, no, not the beards. Although, actually, I'd like to see the beards come back and go up against these guys. Ooh, if anyone from management is listening, could you book the beards, please? It'd be nice to have a little bit of a nostalgia trip there and then see them smash Ben and Aiden some more, just as CPF were doing. I think my favourite part of the match early on was when Ben had his great big rubber band out and he was trying to lasso Danny, I think, in the middle of the ring, and then just ended up falling in and falling on his head. Yeah. Number one client.
Ooh.
Well done.
Amazing.
Speaking of rubber, I mean, I think that the guys in CPF are made from rubber. They bounce all over the place. Another favourite moment being when Danny Black bounced over upside down and knocked Aiden off the ring until he fell on us. Yeah, not overly keen on that. I've actually thrown away the jeans I was wearing that day because I think they may have got some progressive overload secretion on them.
Oh,
not a nice thing at all.
No.
That was the gift on the birthday for us, and Aiden White landing on us, not particularly well received. But sadly, they did continue their winning run as the UBW Tag Team Champions, and they go forward despite an absolutely stellar performance from the CPF guys. Hopefully they'll come back and have another tilt here, because I'm sure there were some shenanigans going on before that whole thing finished. But they left the ring, leaving the champions in the ring, who then demanded someone sing Happy Birthday. Everyone sing Happy Birthday. No one joined in, but someone arrived with a birthday present for Ben. Bart O'Connor, the man who holds the Golden Shot briefcase. And he brought in a little gift for Ben, which was a miniature Golden Shot briefcase, which I don't think was actually his colour. But basically said, I'll see you in April, and smashed their heads together, more or less. So that means we have a cash-in from Bart. Bart is cashing in for the tag titles against the guys who did him wrong and injured his arm last year. And I think he's bringing Lincoln Spector with him.
Ooh.
So what do we think? Tag team title change coming?
Maybe. But you're welcome, change.
You said it. Ding, ding. Right, it's the British Crown Cupdate. It's the tournament that's running through UBW in the first half of the year. We've heard from our host for the night, Arthur Scarrow, at March to Glory, that we have a tournament title decider. The final will be in July. Ooh. So it will be a summer announcement for the British Crown Cup winner. So we've had a couple of matches. We had Joshua King take on Lincoln Spector way back at the Floor is Lava, and Joshua King advanced. And we've got quite a few matches since then, one of which had the man of culture, Tig, fresh from his first ever victory, as far as we've done the research, ever, anywhere, in anything at all. As part of a tag team. Didn't really win, it was Freddie Idol that won, but he was just sort of like riding the coattails of that one. He was going up against TJ Sky. Ooh, he of the dinosaur stuff. We saw him at Coventry last year, but last we saw him in Royston at Summer Jam, where he lost to Captain Arthur Scarrow. Hello, Arthur Scarrow! Sorry, I mentioned you earlier, didn't do the Arthur Scarrow. Tig came out first, and he's telling everyone he's waited 2 years for this opportunity. Yeah, I know. It's boring. He is so boring. Came out and called us goobers, whatever those are. I think it's something to do with Fraggles. I'm not sure exactly. Nowhere near as popular as TJ Sky. When he came out, the crowd went insane. And there were a group of guys behind us who didn't stop going insane for the entire match. So much so that TJ Sky invited them in to help him beat up Tig. And then everyone wanted a piece of the action. I think there were probably about was probably about 30 on one at some point, with Tig's legs being slammed into the mat and everything. Poor old man of culture. I mean, that's not exactly playing it by the rules, but Tig was breaking the rules. But he was telling Ben the ref that these were Canadian rules, and therefore it was all legal. But he's a man of culture, but not of geography, because I don't think we went to Canada for this one, did we?
No, I don't think we were in the car for that long.
I can't remember where we were, but it wasn't Canada.
Mm.
No. Anywho, death-defying, bouncy, pterodactyl flying moves from TJ Sky gets him the victory. So he advances in the... he's still bored of Tig. Even the Western Outsider flag is bored of Tig. It's giving up. So we got TJ Sky for the victory. He advances in the British Crown Cup, where he may face off against maybe Mr. Joshua King, maybe someone else. On the same night, we had another bout. Vroom Vroom. Who was it?
Oh, the original biker.
The original biker. Now, we had another tip that we might be able to find the biker somewhere, and we went for a bit of a trip, but as the footage shows, we were unable to locate him. He may have ridden off on one of the bikes that he found there. Anyway, the original biker, the stabilizers are off. It's a rematch of the WrestleMania 6 bout, where he took on then Square One champion Harrison Leon, this time for a chance to advance in the British Crown Cup. Vroom vroom, yeah baby, all that kind of stuff. There's the Judas Sexton way. Did he win? No, of course he didn't. The big boy baller wasn't going to be overtaken by the original biker. Not the original biker. I mean, I'm assuming he's slightly younger than me, and I rode a bike when I was quite young. So does that mean I'm the original biker?
I think possibly.
Yes.
You might have been riding bikes a bit earlier.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to take that. I am the original biker. Done?
Okay.
Yeah. So Harrison Leon advances, crowd favourite as always, but he hasn't had all the luck recently, in the same way that Judas Sexton came into this bout on the back of a victory against Shiboa at Love at First Fight. Singles debut for Shiboa, lovely to see. Fantastic moves again, high kicks and the splits, but couldn't overcome the original biker, who's a little bit more wily. On the same card, Harrison Leon went up against Neurotoxin. So that one was the baller versus the brawler versus the mauler. Neurotoxin has taken no prisoners. For all of the gallantry and all of the moves we had from Harrison Leon, got absolutely annihilated at the end of it, with Neurotoxin coming out with a victory. Could we see a rematch later on in the British Crown Cup, do you think? She's not yet been announced as being in it, but if she is, she stands a very good chance of advancing against anyone, because she's a powerhouse and a backbreaker. And speaking of Neurotoxin, maybe we shouldn't keep her out of mind for a bigger thing than just the British Crown Cup. Maybe there's a title in her future.
Ooh.
Should we take a look? Ding ding.
It's time for some AAA title matters.
AAA. This is UBW.
Artemis,
Oh, right.
Arthur,
Right.
and Aries.
AAA. I get it. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Right. So what do we know? What do we know?
Well, Artemis defended her title against Violet Knight.
Yes. So this is a title that we are saying that Neurotoxin might have desires upon.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think Artemis best watch out. But she had to beat Violet Knight first over at the March to Glory. What do we think of Violet Knight?
Rude.
A bit rude.
Bit rude.
Yeah, she's not out to make any friends. I think last time we saw her, she went up against Ronnie Knox and Nadia Sapphire at United and came out on top. Surprise winner. Don't think any of the Waffling crew had backed her in the triple threat. And she came out here and I thought, it'd be good to see her again. And she just came out and was rude to her straight away. Rude to Grizzly. Grizzly gave some rudeness back because obviously you will retort. But yeah, not out to make any friends, which is a bit silly, isn't it? Because if you're in a title bout and you're about to win the belt, you've then got to come back and at least be as rude, if not ruder, next time round. Make friends. Be nice. Artemis, still the champ?
Still the champ.
Still the champ. Yep, she overcame Violet Knight, despite there being occasions when it looked as if Violet might be getting the better of her. Artemis, obviously a powerhouse, she can pull anything out of anywhere to overcome most opponents. But Violet took her pretty close to her limit compared to what we've seen her actually trounce other people before. So I think she needs to put in that training in case neurotoxin is coming quicker. And you said it was AAA, right? So we've got Artemis, still UBW Women's Champion, and also still Wrestling Outsider Wrestler of the Year. And then any other candidates, I guess, to be Wrestling Outsider Wrestler of the Year for this year? We've got 2 other AA entrants who we could go for. So we have our Legacy Champion, our captain, Arthur Scarrow. Hello, Arthur Scarrow! He went up against Denzel Mack in Stevenage at Love at First Fight. Denzel Mack, who is actually on a bit of a tear at UBW, he's got up for the tag team belts against Progressive Overload, with his tag team partner, Hustle Malone. Then he was in the Rumble and managed to hold on a stalling suplex. I think it was Samuel St. Daniel in the air for, I don't know how long. We'll do a check on that one while we're getting through the rest of the match. He did a stalling suplex in this one as well on Arthur Scarrow that seemed to last forever. Arthur Scarrow up there in the crow's nest before he came crashing down. And Denzel Mack, I think this guy's got gold in his future. He's definitely one to watch, and very good chance this guy could be amongst the breakout stars of the year when it comes to this year's Wrestling Outsider Awards. Really good showing, and a really good showing here. Effectively, he had the title within his grasp at times, but our captain came out on top, walking the plank, walking the tightrope, but coming through on top. So the legacy continues for our champion. We know he's probably got a date in his future at some point with a certain trickster who he needs to revenge himself upon. He may do that with the belt or without the belt. I think he's so incensed by what happened with Charles Crowley way back when that he may make a foolish mistake on the way, may not be there with his legacy champion, but we'll have to wait and see. Right, so Artemis, Arthur, and
Aries.
Chris Aries, the UBW British Heavyweight Champion, is going up against, at March to Glory, Boo You, the Edge Runner, the man who puts us all on edge. It's Josh Spicer. Josh Spicer, a man who takes some joy in telling us as he comes in, no one listens to your podcast. He knows we've got a podcast though, so that's something, right? I think some people have listened to the podcast. I know the Pope has listened to the podcast briefly and then said, that's a load of rubbish. And there you go. So it is a match that was called for at the end of the Lava Rumble when Aries becomes champion. He calls out Josh Spicer straight away. Why was that?
I think he might have cost him a defence not too long before.
Yeah, he cost him the chance to hold the belt to then defend, because it was title versus career at UBWX, Chris Aries versus Ricky Calvé. And just as we thought Adonis Payne, as was then, was going to win, someone ran into the ring and basically cheated him out of the title and his career. And that one person was former friend, former best bud, Josh Spicer. Not good. Not good at all. I mean, there was lots of boo-you going on. One person who was booing Spicer was a gentleman sitting not too far from us who normally supports him. He was slightly confused. Must be something in the water in Canada, Tig, eh? Canada? Idiot. But we still don't know why Spicer did what he did. We don't know if he was working for Chase Anthony, boo-you Chase Anthony, or if someone had paid him to do it. Still unclear.
Well, Spicer doesn't really fight like he did anymore, does he?
No, he's not there to please the crowd, is he?
No big fancy tricks to get the crowd to cheer. No getting the audience involved in it all.
No, just there to basically ruin everyone's fun, like some kind of edge-running fun sponge.
Mm.
Yeah, not so much a fan anymore, but he's got something new in his arsenal. Recently, he's had 2 moves that he's relied upon. A cutter from the ropes, a Sendavistan, I think as he calls it, and the Mantis Blade, which normally puts paid to people. So the Sendavistan failed, the Mantis Blade failed, and all because Chris Aries, as we know now, is unbreakable. As his theme tune says, love the new music, but you just can't top this guy. He's absolutely tearing it up everywhere he goes, and he's not about to let go of this belt. Because I think, as we remember, he's so proud to be the first guy to go from Square One champion to UBW British champion. You interviewed him, didn't you?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago in the first You've Been Bossed, along with the other Square One champions. Was he the champion at the time?
I think he might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there with 2 belts, wasn't he? Must have been a belt from elsewhere. Maybe he was the Square One champ at the time, or maybe it was Tony Sin. Anyway, did Josh Spicer get his way and become the champion and ruin Chris Aries' year 2025 much as he ruined 2024?
Of course not.
It's a big nope. Chris Aries, still our champion. Josh Spicer scurrying away after a handshake. There did seem to be some reconciliation at the end. Maybe there's some respect there that he didn't have before. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe he's off to lick his wounds for a little while. We'll see what happens when he comes back. And I think it's not the end of the Age of Aries, but that may well be the end of the episode. Well done. Very good. Right, maybe we'll see you later. That's about it for another episode, isn't it?
I think so. Wait, I think there's one more thing.
So, we nearly forgot to mention the big one, the Square One champion, Big Wade. He's been busy of late with bouts on both shows. Firstly, let's talk about when he went up against Rags to Pitches. It was a handicap match. Favourites Joffrey Beamer and Rags were going up against Wade. I'm not sure if the belt was on the line. How would it have worked? Because if...
Would it have gone to who pinned him?
Yeah, and then the other guy would have been a little bit sad. But anyway, it didn't really come to that, did it? Joffrey came out with his cricket music. Hit him for 6. But it wasn't to be, was it, a handicap match? Unless you take any match against Wade to kind of be a handicap match, because no one can actually stand up to him. So Joffrey came out, happy, gave the crowd a battering. Gave the crowd a bat. The new Joffrey Beamer trademark mini bats. Loads of those in the crowd. It wasn't stop fold, was it? Remember when the kids used to go around with the rubber hammers?
God.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Anyway, what happened? Where was the rest of Rags?
What, this bit?
This bit. This was the only bit of Rags that turned up. Wade scared Joffrey with that, and then, much as I've chucked that mask away, chucked Joffrey around a bit and absolutely splattered him. Lots of Squashingtons, although there were some cannonballs from Mr. Beamer. He tried his best, but I don't think he's really any match for the big guy, is he? It didn't end very well at all. So that was another tick in the box for Wade, another successful defence, and a bit of a Squashington for Joffrey Beamer. But the big match, the one that's been building for a very long time, is more the end of a bromance, a working relationship, a friendship. Do we think any of those things? It's the main event of Love at First Fight. No love lost. This is a massive grudge match. It's not a title match. It's 2 former friends, former work colleagues, former tag team partners, former Kray citizens going up against each other. The mayor, not my mayor, not your mayor. Lots of people's mayor, though. I saw lots of citizens. Vinnie comes out and says, "Citizens, stand up." And loads of people do. with their shirts on. And I know Claire's got her citizenship card for some reason. She stayed sitting down because I think she was a little bit embarrassed. Maybe. But it's a match that's going to decide no title changes. Nothing's on the line except for sorting out who's on top. Who hates the other one more? I don't think you can choose. They both dislike each other as much as one another. The match is not really a match. It's just a brawl. They're not really looking to do this by the rules. They're outside the ring, being told to get back in and just beating each other all over the place. Yeah, not good. Not a good end to a friendship. We've had these guys. Wade has been by Vinnie's side for 2 years now. He was there when we interviewed Vinnie, when he was newly the Young Lions champion. Wade was telling us we couldn't ask certain questions. He's helped him win the title. He's helped him keep the title. But of late, they've just not been friends. They've been at loggerheads and they've been costing each other opportunities. So the bad blood's come to a boil. Certainly, Vinnie was very much up for banging his ex-employee in the mouth. And he did. There was a spectacular moment where he flew off the ropes and absolutely landed one on Wade. It took him off his feet. Couldn't get the pin. And it ends with a Squashington. I think it was a rough night. It was an A1 bypass. And Vinnie is decimated. 1, 2, 3. And that should be it. You've won the war, Wade. Let it go. But he won't, will he? He just continues the beatdown until...
Denzel Mack to the rescue.
Excellent. Denzel Mack comes in and saves Vinnie for some reason. I don't know if he saved him because he likes Vinnie or if he's a citizen. Didn't see if he had a citizenship card. But effectively, he comes in and saves the mayor's bacon. I can understand if he was saving bacon. Yeah, we all like to protect bacon. Ooh, yeah, big fans. But he comes in and stops the onslaught from Big Wade. And it's only then when the GM, solo GM now, Hugo Bloom, comes into the ring and stops that we get Wade slinking away. But Denzel, for what he's done, what does he get? He gets a title shot. He's getting the shot at Big Wade's belt. So let me get this straight. This guy, this breakout star potentially of 2025, has gone up for the tag belts, just fallen short. He took the captain, Arthur Scarrow, to the absolute limit. And now he's got a title shot against Big Wade. So that's the tag, it's the legacy and square one. He's also had a great showing in the Rumble. 4 matches if you count the Rumble that Denzel's had. Every one of them has had a belt up for grabs. If we say the Rumble was for the heavyweight championship, 4 matches, 4 belts. Would it be full-time lucky for Denzel Mack?
Hopefully.
We'll have to wait and see. Good luck, Denzel. Best of luck in your recovery, Vinnie. We hope to see you soon. The mayoral elections are coming up. They're just over a month away. Best of luck with that. I hope you can get out and canvass. But that's it. We're more or less done. So it only leaves us with one thing to do, is to wave goodbye and say...
You've been bossed.
No, that's not what we're doing. We're not doing the You've Been Bossed. It's the Stay in the Know one. Should we do it together then?
Stay in the know with the WO.
Bye!
Yep, you got your wish.
Yes, everywhere needs more Nina. Finally, UBW has more Nina. Roll on the 5th of April.